It's time to start the music.
Anyway,
rude. Don't
that's
like
fine. I just showed off all of my boxes.
Boxes.
God, I've been living in these towers of boxes for like 6 months.
That's the other room. The other room is just like piles of stuff.
I just need to get out of here. My dog is chewing on that bully stick really loud. It's all right.
Ooh.
He is distracted.
Playmobil pirate set. Let's go. Oh, right. I was looking to see what kind of Kindle I've got because I don't remember. And it's dead. I technically have 2.
I used to have a Kindle Fire, but that's a backlit like tablet.
Yeah, that's basically a tablet at that point.
Yeah.
Where is
my Kindle Fire was the Please Don't Sue Us employee gift from PetSmart.
Please don't sue us. Here, have presents.
Sue us because you have had some serious HR problems at our company. Please don't sue us for those things.
Please don't.
By the time I got that thing, I'd gone through all of that crap. Plus, there was another incident that I got involved in that was, I'm not going to share too much because we're live on the internet and I'm not going to give too much information about somebody else's medical stuff, but there was like a medical emergency that I had to deal with at my PetSmart. And they were concerned that, again, because I got involved in something I should not have been involved in, I really genuinely believe that they were scared I was going to sue them. So they were going to give me something very expensive to be like, don't sue us.
Right. Be like, here. Okay, where is my... They keep changing where everything is. Now I got to figure out where this stuff is. Oh, here it is. Devices.
What happened to our comments? I found our comments. There we go.
The comments are commenting.
StreamYard has changed things around a little bit.
Has it? It looks...
Huh?
It looks the same to me.
Well, yeah, you're a guest in it. I'm the owner of the stream. So like it looks different for me because I've got all the controls. So they moved the controls around a little bit. And so now it's like, it's just taking me a little extra time to like try and find everything. It's really annoying. Not gonna lie.
I've got a 7th generation Kindle and then a Kindle that doesn't say generation, so I assume it's like one of the first ones.
I got mom a Kindle quite a few years ago, but I don't remember which one. I probably could look back on my Amazon orders and see if what it costs now. Let's do that. Because I remember not costing like a ton.
Yeah, the original one still has like the buttons on the side so you can turn the pages that way. It's not a touchscreen. My one that I like to use is a touchscreen one. So I've got like a bunch of the Discworld books on the old one, and I've loaned it to mom so she could read them. Hello.
Found it. 5th generation. Currently unavailable.
Yep. I don't know how many because she's got a bunch of the Kindles. She's got a Kindle Fire. She wanted to get the Oasis one, but it's too much. So she's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was looking at Kindles not too long ago and they're just like, they're so expensive.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why I like mine. It does what I want it to do, which is let me read books. Although right now it's he's dead.
Like this Paperwhite, the 16 gigabyte Paperwhite is $160.
Yeah, and see, like
I could get it in teal.
Fun. Illumination.
And we know that I like teal. I like any form of blue.
Blue. It's funny. Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a blue that you like.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. I didn't have time to set up the second.
I don't think I say it the same way ever.
No.
I feel like I say it differently, and like my tongue has gotten a lot more like.
Yeah, because we started off with Van Gogh, and now it's like Van Gogh.
Yeah.
I think we've done a Van Gogh before.
Van Gogh.
He's currently sailing the 7 seas.
Perfect. Happy for him.
He needs inspiration for his paintings.
I still think back to when I did that escape room almost a year ago now. That escape room with my friend Kelly, and it was like the whole point of it was like artists, like we were doing this heist to steal back art that was stolen from the museum. So we were doing a heist or whatever it's called, the heist. Anyway, and I found a Van Gogh book, and I was like, Van Gogh. I was like, Van Gogh. These bangs, because like I don't like the way I look without bangs, but they are long enough that I could theoretically do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate the way that looks. So I'm going to put my bangs back. But now they're too long. I just need to cut them. I need to just deal with the fact that I'm going to cut them, and I'm not going to cut them even. And I'm going to be laughed at by my stylist again. But that's okay, because my stylist didn't cut my hair even. So I'm having an existential crisis at the moment.
You know, it's fine.
I mean, look at these. Look how long they are. Like, anyway. Screw it. We're just gonna live with the no bangs look today. Bangs are forever. You are absolutely right.
Forget diamonds. Bangs are forever.
I look so weird without bangs. Because I've had bangs for so long that this looks weird.
It does.
Looks weird now.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Considering the fact I spent most of my adult life not having bangs. As I cut them. Or I grew them out when I was in high school. And then I'll cut them every once in a while, and I would just grow them right back out. They would never get trimmed. They would just grow back out. It's the first time I've kept them for this long.
He's funny. Forever and ever.
Forever and ever and ever. So yeah, I did break the word count length rule.
How dare you?
By like 900 words.
How dare you? I can't believe you've done this.
That's okay, because, you know, you didn't write 500, so
no, it
works out.
It balances out beautifully.
Together,
we did it.
We did it.
I'm so proud of us. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Right. Oh my gosh. You know, life,
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness,
which I don't believe are the inalienable rights of this country anymore, but that's just me.
I mean,
because I don't feel like I can pursue happiness with the way that, you know, things cost because of billionaires.
I mean, I purchased happiness earlier today.
I purchased my dog happiness. Well, I didn't actually. I did that right before Christmas because that was supposed to be for my sister's dog. My sister ended up not bringing her dog to Christmas, which I was surprised by because she always brings her dog. And she's like, "No, we didn't bring him this time." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I bought him stuff, so now Apollo gets his stuff.
Ha ha ha.
Except for I did send her home with his Christmas present. So I bought him a supposedly indestructible bone.
We'll
He'll
see.
destroy it eventually.
100%.
Like Apollo. I scoff at things that are indestructible for dogs because my dog can destroy stuff. He doesn't always choose to. If he finds value in the item, like aside from the biggest value of tearing it to shreds, he will keep it. So like this ball that I'm surprised he has not destroyed. He absolutely could. He just chooses not to because I throw it for him and my mother fills it with peanut butter. So he sees other value in his ball and therefore he doesn't destroy it.
Like this one. I like this one.
But if you give him something that he's like, this is better off destroyed. He'll just rip it to pieces. In a matter of 10 minutes, that dog will do it.
Why?
Anyway. Oh no, you got the flu for Christmas? That's not a fun Christmas present.
I got a migraine for Christmas.
I just have the reminder that Cosmo was gone right after Christmas. Yesterday was the 3rd year anniversary, so it's, you know.
Depresso, espresso. What was I doing? I was doing something. What was I doing?
I want to go sleepy sleeps. Night night.
Okay, good night. And now we will do a dramatic reading of some random thing that I will find.
Why did I get blurry? I'm fixed.
Blurry. I forgot to turn off autofocus, so it's probably going to be like blur. Oh.
I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
Do anybody know what they do?
No.
Doobie doobie doo.
You'd think I'd be more awake. I had a decent amount of sleep last night. I ended up sleeping in this morning, and I ran on my elliptical, which always wakes me up. Like always gives me good endorphins for a good portion of the day. And then I just had lunch. You'd think. Well, maybe it's because I'm digesting. Maybe that's why I'm tired.
That or the holidays are kind of over, so you know, now we can just be like,
yeah.
Holidays.
And I still have way too many months before Wicked for Good.
Right? I need it now.
That's fine. I get to see the full show in July. So
everything. You missed everything.
You missed me complaining about my bangs and then finally just giving in and pushing them off to the side. That's what you missed for the most part.
Ha! Mint. I've been
my
struggling
too long
with this package. I just wanted the mint.
I just want to trim my bangs, but I haven't done it.
Come here. I'll trim them for you. Here's my
I am
scissors.
determined to see how long they will grow before I get my hair trimmed again. What I didn't expect was for them to grow. But I know, Kitty, you always know we just kind of sit around and do nothing until 20 minutes, literally. Intro after 20 minutes of fun nonsense. It's literally in the schedule. I think we built that schedule based off of our first stream, if I remember correctly.
We did.
I think we had an idea of what we were going to do, but like you just kept adding stuff.
I was just like this and this and this and this.
The holidays treated me well. We celebrate Christmas Eve, and We hosted here at this house. My sister didn't bring her dog as anticipated, so Apollo gets extra stuff. Well, by that I mean like I didn't have to buy a bully stick today because he got to eat the one that I got for Miko. And then yeah, my mom got me a throw pillow that's in the shape of Elphaba's hat
Nice.
because Wicked is top of mind. I mean, it's always been my second favorite musical for 20 years, but almost 20 years because I was a freshman in college when I first saw it. And but with the movie being as fantastic as it is for the first act, I've just been listening to Wicked nonstop. So
as one should.
Felt really weird to have my week broken up the way that it was broken up though, because you know, I went into work Monday and I had Tuesday and Wednesday off. And then went back to work on Thursday and had Thursday and Friday. And it's just gonna be the same thing next week, except for only just one day off. I'm not taking 2 days off next week.
Fair.
Well, we're closed on the 1st. We do not work. Nobody works on the 1st. But
I work on the 1st.
So yeah. No more driving to see the family. You're gonna take a plane next year. I mean, planes are faster.
They're faster, but I hate them.
I'm gonna be taking a plane next year. I'm gonna try and figure out a way for me to take a plane trip every year. Like that's what I want to do because I took a plane trip this year to Texas. Next year I'm going to Colorado, and then the year after that I want to finally go out to the East Coast, see Sorry out in New York.
Finally.
Well, what she and Jonas moved out there like 2 years ago now.
Oh wow.
I think. I mean, they've come back and I've hung out with her every time she's come. Well, yeah, every time she's come back to the Twin Cities. Not every time she's come back to the Midwest because she's from the Midwest, but she's not from Minnesota. We'll say that. And anyway, but no, I want to go out to New York to see. Well, she's in upstate New York, but out to upstate New York to see her. I want to go to 90s Con, which is in Hartford, Connecticut. And I want to go to New York City and actually see a Broadway show on Broadway.
Ooh.
I've never done that. I've never gone to New York ever.
New York.
So maybe I'll see Wicked then too, because then I can see it at the Gershwin Theater. Because I doubt, especially with the movies, I doubt it's going to close anytime soon.
Oh yeah, no. If anything, it's sparked it to continue.
Which is why I'm terrified of trying to get tickets to the show when it's in Madison, because like I remember trying to get tickets when I was I think I was a freshman in college, because I think I remember specifically sitting in the theater office with all my theater nerd friends trying to get tickets to it when it was here at the Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis, and it sold out in minutes. But it was also its first US tour. So I don't know if it's going to sell out. But so I know exactly when that theater is opening tickets. I know exactly the date and time, and I will be buying them.
You are ready.
I told Mom, like, you and I are gonna figure out what day we're going and exactly where we want to sit at the Overture. Like, no, we're figuring it out so that on that day I can just log in and buy the damn tickets. It's also gonna be in Milwaukee and Peoria, Illinois. So like there are other opportunities to see it, but I'd rather do it in Madison to heal some trauma. Mom and I have decided we're going to stay at the GeekCon hotel.
Ooh.
So I'm going to heal some trauma or re-traumatize myself.
We'll see.
Don't know. One of two things will happen.
Wonder which one.
Oh, Lord. PTSD is a trip. Let me tell you.
It's great.
PTSD is my favorite mental health disorder that I have.
Oh, yay. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Traumatized again.
Do recommend. Please go back in time and give yourself lots of childhood trauma. It's fun.
Okay, let me just go.
I cope by laughing. It's okay, right?
Yeah, no, I do that all the time. You're fine.
Anyway. That's why it like bothers me whenever somebody's like, oh, a side dog. That's why it bothers me whenever people are like weirded out that people joke about their trauma. Because I'm like, you do realize that is a coping mechanism, right? It's a coping mechanism for unresolved trauma.
Mm-hmm.
How we handle it sometimes. Ugh. Oh, you're back. You froze for a second. I've done that before, where I just was on I was on a Teams call with one of my coworkers and we were just talking and I just went while he was talking, and because I have done theater for so long and like you know how to freeze when you do theater because of certain like situations and whatnot you have to like freeze for. And he was like, "Uh-oh, I think you froze." And it just went, "Nope."
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. Don't worry about it.
It's
That's
fun.
funny.
Okay, should we do the introductions?
I mean, it is time.
It is time, technically. We're 2.5 minutes late.
It's time. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
You're back.
I'm back. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
When will they learn their lesson? That's the question.
Never. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, hello, everyone. Keep going.
Is that directed to me or you?
Oh, Lord. Hello, everyone. Shall we actually do introductions, even though just our regulars are here? So y'all should know who we are by now. Anyway,
This is Kay. This is Britt.
don't steal my art. You just you need to release your own damn book, okay?
But
hello, everyone. My name is Britt. I am a contemporary romance author, also apparently trying to write sci-fi. Whether or not that actually happens, that is up for debate. That is up for debate. I have released my debut novel, Deepwater. As always, there are links below to,
click,
buy my book and
buy
make
her
it
book.
profitable. Intros for posterity. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm currently working on a young adult sci-fi novel, though the short story that I wrote for the stream might also turn into something, but probably not a young adult sci-fi. It's probably they're probably gonna hook up once I elaborate on the story more. Because can I write a story without romance? No,
No.
I can't. I
No.
can't.
I think it's illegal.
I try, and then all of a sudden, somehow, I'm like, no, there's got to be some kind of like, someone's got to kiss someone. And depending on, you know, the demographic that I'm aiming for, maybe more than kissing, but I digress.
Scandalous.
I mean, even with my young adult, I don't like make it clear like what's going to happen, but like I've had characters sleep in the same bed with each other, so people can just assume things happen. Anyway, so I know, scandalous.
Oh my gosh.
Two people sharing a bed. I remember when I used to think that was scandalous.
Exactly.
So, yeah, love is important for every story. Love is important for every story. You are correct. But even like when I wasn't trying to make this a romance, this still has the air of romance. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. Anyway. Huh?
In fairness, this writing prompt kind of leads you to think that like
that the dashing hero is
like
going
here,
to
I've got it
be,
right here.
yeah.
Like, I mean, dashing
dashing
warrior. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, romance. Romance is in the air.
Yeah. So maybe it's not totally my fault that it somehow turned into, if this story continued, they absolutely were gonna hook up. Sure.
Mine, they were too. So like,
perf. You know? There you go.
exactly.
There you
Exactly.
go. Go
Perfect.
for it.
Perfection.
So yeah, this I actually do think I really like the idea I came up with, and so I might elaborate on it and make it a full story. We'll see.
You should.
Only it might feel a little kind of dark romancy because of the direction that I kind of take the story. It might end up being kind of dark romancy in a way, like almost, if you've seen the Pedro Almodovar film Atame, in English it's called Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, but probably could be something similar to that. That is a very dark romance. That's like problematic dark romance.
Oh, one of those.
Literally Stockholm syndrome. But anyway, you know how when people say the Beauty and the Beast is Stockholm syndrome? It's not. Atame is though. Anyway, that has Antonio Banderas in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back when he was doing Spanish films. Anyway, maybe the dashing warrior is Dasher the reindeer. It would be seasonally relative. Love it. See, and when I was thinking of a dashing warrior, the dashing warrior, I thought about making him a dasher, like DoorDash. I thought about it.
That would be so cute.
I was trying to figure out like how to fit that in to make him a dasher, as in like DoorDash. But you don't know what I like. So, fun fact, and somebody came up with this fun fact, all of Santa's reindeer are actually females because males lose their antlers in the winter. So because all of Santa's reindeer have antlers, that only means that they are female reindeer, which girl power.
Which is fun because like the Red One movie, the reindeer were all ladies. So it's like, hey.
See, and I need to see that. I'm adding that one to my list next year, but it was in theaters, so I wasn't thinking I was going to be able to watch it, but it ended up coming out on, was it Amazon, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Came out on Amazon Prime, enough for me to have added it to my list this year. That's okay, because next year, don't quote me on this, but there is a very big possibility next year I'm going to do long form Vlogmas in a way, but it's going to be movie reviews on all of the movies that I watch. Like instead of doing like just the quick 4 to 5 Christmas trees, like it's going to be like full on like reviews. I don't know. Anyway, That's enough of an intro for me. You go.
What? You're not done yet?
That and
Oh. Da-da-ba-ba. Hello, everybody. I'm Kay. I do not have a book out yet, so you can't read anything. Ha ha ha. Joke's on you. But I am currently working on a variety of different things. One is this space opera fantasy horror series, which I did kind of sort of work on during our November monthly challenge. So,
the November writing challenge.
mm-hmm.
It doesn't fly off the tongue as well as the nonprofit name, but
That's why I like what is it, the 50K in 30 days or something like that.
yeah.
30 days, 50K or something like that. Because it kind of does, but the other one's like clunky. It's like bleh.
Yeah.
Words. Yeah, not much to me. Nothing to show off or anything. Yep. So
Well, get good, scrub.
no,
I tried.
I'll be bad.
It's like whenever I am like leaving where my mom is, she's like, just drive safe. I'm like, just because you said that, I'm gonna drive recklessly.
Right? It was like, well, now I can't drive safe. Now I have to drive like a maniac.
Oh, what was it? I think it was on Christmas Eve. She was climbing up onto something to try and like get something off of a high shelf. And I was like, be careful. And she's like, oh, I'm just doing this. I'm like, oh, in that case, be reckless. Like, just still be careful.
That's funny.
Like, anyway. So yeah, that's my mother for you. Are you done with your bully stick already? Why is it when I want you to eat it fast, you are like, I'll save this for like 5 days. And then when I want you to eat it slowly, you're like, I want to score. Oh, you did not finish it. You're just bored of it right now. Okay, I see. He, in fact, did not finish his bully stick. I was giving him shit for no reason. Anyway, so yeah, you keep messing with the live stream thing. Or did you pull a new prompt, or are you just getting rid of the old one?
I'm moving the old one, but I didn't want to lose it, so.
Are you keeping track of the prompts too?
Yes.
You have a thing.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like my expectations of it being a musical is why I didn't like it. So I feel like if I didn't go in expecting a musical, it probably would have been okay. But it wasn't even a musical. Because like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it's musical and blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh okay, that's weird but cool. Let's enjoy this." And then it's not. So I was like, "What?" So yeah.
Exactly. Be careful. Oh, I'm just juggling flaming knives. Okay, and oh, fun story. I love it. Anyway,
I like how you can have document tabs now in Google Docs. It's fun.
I love how you still have the 1 year stuff. When our 1 year passed like 6 months ago.
Is it still in there?
Yeah, it's at the bottom. Interesting.
You know, I just don't want to let it go.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea.
Exactly. And then we oopsed.
And then we kind of forgot when our 1 year was.
Just a little bit. It's fine.
I mean, agreed. That was the reason for my face when you were talking about it. Like people saying, "Oh, it's supposed to be musical." People thought it was a musical. Like that's a weird thing to be wrong about.
Yeah, and it's like that's because I knew there was gonna be like them singing in it. So with everybody saying, "Oh, it's a musical," I was like, oh, "Okay, that makes sense." But then it's like it's not. So what? No. Ugh. I don't know. Just mildly disappointed.
I don't even remember seeing trailers for the second one. I genuinely do not remember seeing trailers for the second one. But I don't watch a lot of TV with ads anymore
Same.
because I pay a lot of money for my streaming apps to not show me ads.
Right.
So, some still do, but I try really hard to ensure I don't get marketed too while I'm watching stuff.
They did because there's a scene in the movie where it's got him and Harley Quinn doing like a number of some sort, and they included that in the trailer. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this does look kind of like it would be a musical. So
I guess yeah, you see movie trailers a lot. It's literally part of your job.
kind of not as much as it used to be because we don't check the movies anymore. We have somebody probably ruined it for everybody, so now we can't do like early screenings anymore until we're assigned the dates in the movie that we're supposed to early screen, which is stupid.
You would think that they would want you to check the
Well,
file that's sent.
it's because the file gets sent to everybody, so we all get the same file. So they just have somebody in the area check it to verify it. Because it's all digital now, so the likelihood of it messing up is very slim in contrast to like the film itself. So
I wish I would have like been able to go into one of those projection rooms back when they were film.
it was
Like,
so cool.
Film pieces, like, big film reels and stuff.
Oh my gosh, those things are heavy.
I know. I have dealt with them.
They're so heavy. I hated
Just
dealing
not
with them.
I just didn't deal with them in the same context that you dealt with them. I dealt with them in the fact that I just studied film. So I've worked with them in that capacity. You worked with them in the aftermath capacity versus the pre-capacity, like the pre-filming capacity.
Put the reels of film together, boom, you got a movie.
I am very glad though that when I first started editing that I did not have to live through film editing in the sense of like having to cut literal film. Like that sounds really meticulous.
It is, but it's also kind of fun because there's like a tool for it and it's kind of fun to use.
Yeah.
But you have to like be careful to get the tape and everything situated just right because it's one of those where you've got the sound on one side and then the other side is where you're supposed to have like this and that.
But you never cut together an actual full feature film movie.
No, but
That's
we had to put
it's
them.
probably meticulous.
Yeah, but no, we had to like
meticulous.
we had to put it together.
Cutting for what you do, yeah, that probably isn't nearly as meticulous, but still possibly like scary and nerve-wracking because if you mess up, you are shit out.
Well, that and like when I did it, it was a second run, so we got the movies after the big ones got their movies.
Oh, that's right. That was the first one you worked at.
So that's where I dealt with the film. So we had to check it because at that point, the first one theaters had like used it enough, so we had to make sure that like everything was good. And sometimes I still don't know how they did this because the way that you're supposed to deconstruct it is you take the tail end, you find your last reel, and then you just go until you find the bit that, splits it and connects it together, and then you split it, and then you go for the next reel. Somehow, some way, I guess they just weren't paying attention, but like the last one was on like a middle one, and the middle one was on the last one, and it was all discombobulated. And then we had another one where they did it backwards. So when we put it together, we didn't realize it was backwards until we watched it, and we're like, we got to fix that. Like, how do you do that?
That's funny.
The worst was when you'd be in the booth and then like, because the tape, if you did it too much, it kind of piled on, so you'd have to trim it off and then redo it. But sometimes the tape would be a little bit sticky and it would stick to the film. So when it went through the thing, it would get stuck and it would just start pulling everything into like the brain is what they called it. and then you get a brain wrap, so everything like stops, everything stops, and then the people who are watching the movie get to watch the film bit that's stuck just go whoop.
Those rooms had to have been really hot though.
It wasn't. So
Because
the
usually
projectors have like a vent attachment to it, so it vents the hot air out. It was just loud because it was a bunch of gears and everything. So
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
yeah, so it was just loud. It is a
Interesting.
bit warm now because we've got laser projectors now, and they don't have that vent that vents all the hot air out like the other ones did. So it's kind of weird.
You'd think that they would still keep vents.
You would think, but no, they've just got like their little air fans and stuff. I think a little bit of it is like cooled and such, but
gotcha.
Yeah, it's weird because you can literally just look down into it and see all the components and stuff because it's got like a vent sort of thing.
There you go. Anyway. So, if people have not noticed, Kay is back at their house versus the place they were living.
Can you tell it's got stuff?
As I say, it looks more like you again now.
It does look more like
I
me.
was like, you look like you. It looks like you either have like a backdrop, like a background, like those weird, like digital backgrounds, or you went to a very specific place to film.
Right, like it's my filming room.
So I listened to the Drama Queens podcast, which is the podcast for One Tree Hill, the rewatch podcast. It started out with the 3 original girls from the show. Mm-hmm. And then when Hillary Burton Morgan left One Tree Hill, she also left the podcast for other reasons. People are speculating for other reasons. But because she's not friends with one of the girls anymore. Anyway, Drama Queens has drama. Shocker. So she was replaced by one of the people that came in to replace her, not her character, but her love interest character. Anyway, he's on the podcast now, and there was like a span of like a couple of months where he had guests staying at his house, so he had to go and like just get a hotel room for the afternoon to do the podcast so that he wouldn't be disturbed or wouldn't be, like interrupting. And he'd only be there for like a couple of hours. And he's like, I'm pretty convinced that the hotel staff here thinks I'm cheating on my wife. He's like, I think next week when I get here, I'm like, I'm here for a business meeting.
Oh, then that will convince them more that there's some shenanigans going.
Dude, don't say anything. Just keep going, because the more you try to defend it, the worse you're gonna look.
Right? Like, just don't defend it. You'll be fine. They'll just have their whisper. They won't assume too much. That's funny.
Here's a question for you, Kay.
So this is actually interesting. I believe most theaters, at least the ones that I'm aware of, are all digital, except for obviously the IMAX ones. The IMAX ones still have the reels of film.
Yeah, it's because IMAX film is very specific film. Mm-hmm. It is big.
But yeah, the most companies that I'm aware of, like the big 3, they've all transformed to digital.
I think the big 3 transitioned to digital long before.
It was a bit ago.
Long before others did.
Because there's probably still like random little mom and pop ones that might still be doing film. I don't know if they still really like do regular
film. Are mom and
pop
ones even still around, or have they been all gobbled up by actual brands?
I don't know, because there's no mom and pop ones over here, like in the area that I'm in. It's all like
mom and pop one brands that I know about is from where I grew up, and even that I'd have to do some research because the name is still the same. It's in Jenkins, Nisswa. No, not Nisswa. The other direction. Jenkins, or it must be Jenkins, or maybe it's technically Pequot Lakes. I don't know. The town I went to high school in, Pequot Lakes, and then the town right next to it is Jenkins. And when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school, they built a new movie theater. I never really went to that. I went to that one like once or twice when I lived there. Just because I lived in Baxter and that has its own movie theater. So there's no point in me driving all the way out there for a movie. But unless I was meeting people, then it made sense for me to go over there. But that one I think is still independently owned. And then the one in Wadena, which is the town my dad grew up in, I think the one there is still independent. But I don't know. Be interesting to find out if anything is like independent really anymore.
Yeah, because I know when COVID hit, probably a lot of them went down because like there's no like unless you were smart with your money and had, you know, backup and stuff.
Movie theater in Pequot Lake, Sunset Cinema. That's right. That's what it's called. The Sunset
Aw.
Cinema.
That's a fun name.
Yeah. Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, the movie that came out.
Yeah. It's at 33040 Aspenwood Drive in Pequot Lakes, Minnesota, 56472 if anybody wants to go.
That's funny.
See, I see the name the box office company, but I think that's just the people who run the website. Yeah, I'm not seeing any like I'm not seeing AMC or, anything like that on
Well,
here.
I mean, like I don't think because a lot of them will have like little sub ones that have like different names. They're just in the brand. So it's kind of like they've got the one and then they've got like the name and then they've got like their different little things. Cause like a lot of them or the smart ones are doing that multi entertainment thing. So they've got like bowling, gaming, stuff like that, and the movies, but they have like different names. So it's not like AMC 20 and bowling or something like that. It would
They're
be
not
like,
Wicked anymore.
well, then they are failing at life.
Well, to be fair, they only have 5 screens.
So Sonic, Mufasa, Wicked, whatever the other two would be. Probably more Sonic and Mufasa.
A Complete Unknown, Homestead, Mufasa, Sonic 3, and Moana 2. That's what they're
Not
showing.
even Nosferatu?
No. Well, maybe that's coming soon. Let me look at the coming soon list.
Well, I mean, it came out on Christmas, so.
I know it did, but it's the Brainerd Lakes area. We never got movies on time. Are you kidding?
Oh, sorry.
Gee,
I'm used to getting movies on time.
The Last Showgirl, Better Man, The Damned, Den of Thieves, 2, Putin, Royal Opera House, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Autumn and the Black Jaguar.
That sounds like some artsy movies.
No, it's not Movies 10 anymore. I think it's called Movies 12 now because they upgraded. Baxter,
Fancy.
yeah, Movies 12. Lakes 12, that's what it's called. What are they showing? That's a man theater, but that's always been a man theater.
Yeah, I don't know how the movies next to like bowling alleys work because I haven't been to those because I like watching movies at my theater because we get free everything. No.
Okay.
Free access to movies.
Lakes 12 is showing Nosferatu and Wicked.
Okay, there we go.
So that's the one that's in Baxter. That's the one that was near my house.
Oh.
When I was living in that area. I do want to see Nosferatu, but part of me wants to watch the original.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those where you should watch the original before you watch this one or if it doesn't matter.
That never matters for me. Like when I want to watch the new Jumanji movies, I still watch the first one, and you don't have to watch the first one to like enjoy them. But like for me, it's more like trying to put the original in my mind again because it's been like 15 years since I've watched Nosferatu, like the original one. And so now I kind of want to watch that. I didn't realize Nosferatu is not rated.
It is. I thought it was rated R.
According to this, it's NR. Not rated.
Up. Am I a little dumb? No, it's rated R.
That or Lakes 12 just done fucked up.
I think they either got a different version or it's one of those where you treat it as rated R or they forgot to update their thing. Because, yeah, it's rated R.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Interesting. On here, because they have all the other rating, all of the other ratings properly installed in their thing, but the one for... Yeah, it depends on the length of nudity and how long you see a nude person, and it's not treated equally. You can see a naked lady for a lot longer than you can see a penis.
It's just stupid. Yeah, it's rated R for bloody, violent content, graphic nudity, and some sexual content.
Then why haven't I seen it if there's some sexual content? God damn it.
Yeah, Brit, what haven't you?
Yeah, that's probably why it's got an NR rating. And maybe that's true. Maybe why would they bring it to that part of Minnesota? Something that's not rated. Like, why would they bring the not rated version to freaking Brainerd Lakes area? Who
I
would
feel like they
go?
just forgot to update it or something.
All the rest of them are updated, but I suppose that's the most recently released one that's going to be at this one.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, long story short, I am going to drive up to the Brainerd Lakes area and go see Wicked again.
Sounds fair.
Anyway, yeah, so male nudity, like you can only show male genitalia for like, I can't even remember. It's like less than a second technically before it becomes a not rated movie. But you can show a faux frontal of a woman for pretty much the entire movie with it still being rated R. It's the male gaze. And the non-binary people who like women bodies gaze. To be fair, it's the male gaze.
Mm-hmm. 100% that.
Men don't want to, I mean, aside from gay men, but nobody cares about that. So stupid. The more and more I studied film, the more and more I hated Hollywood.
Fair. Very fair.
More like, screw Hollywood.
Fooey on this.
Oh, no, I don't need Hollywood ever. I'll make stuff on my own, man.
Right. I'll just make boobies. It's fine.
Oh. Anyway, fun fact, I've never seen the movie.
I haven't either.
And the only reason, there's no reason why I didn't, but the reason why I find that kind of funny is because right before it came out in 2008, I took a class called Comic Book Cinema. And our textbooks were Persepolis, which was already made into a movie. It's like a slice of life comic about an Iranian girl living in France. And very good. I've not read the rest of the series because there's like multiple ones now. And then The Watchmen. We read The Watchmen because the movie hadn't been released yet. And my professor was actually looking at possibly getting an early cut of the movie to see it so that we could see it in our class, but he never got the permission for that. I'm sure what ended up happening with St. Cloud State was not going to pay for an early cut because those cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But film schools can do that. We can get early cuts of films and stuff.
That's cool.
We also got like original scripts and stuff, like original screenplays and stuff. So like I read Shawshank Redemption's original screenplay, which is slightly different than the movie itself. So because there were rewrites during the filming of the movie. But anyway, yes, I've never actually watched The Watchmen. I really should, but I feel like I want to reread The Watchmen before I watch the movie. Because again, like that's just my thing is I want to like put it top of mind again, like get into that headspace. I don't remember enough of The Watchmen for me to be like, this is a great adaptation. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just all of my years of like learning about what makes a good adaptation, what makes a bad adaptation. Because it's one of the things you learn in film school. Because half of the films made are adaptations of something.
Yeah.
So And there is objectiveness as to what makes a good and bad adaptation.
This is true.
And there's some subjective nature to it too. Like I like the adaptation for Phantom of the Opera, the movie Phantom of the Opera versus the actual stage show, because I like the changes that they made. That's my own personal thing. But it would not necessarily be considered a good adaptation because Gerard Butler can't sing.
This is true. It's like, why did we pick him? Why?
Because he was hot at the time. And I don't mean like physically hot. I mean like he was he was like a very sought after leading actor. But I would like get Hugh Jackman. Why didn't Hugh Jackman play the Phantom? He would have been an amazing Phantom, and he was also very sought after at the time. Very similar build to Gerard Butler. I get that he was probably busy with X-Men, but like,
come on, we could have had him as the Phantom
of the Opera.
Anyway.
But I mean, to be fair, I go to the pro shot more than I go to the movie whenever I want to watch Phantom. So I don't know what's going to happen if they ever do a proper pro shot for Wicked. Like, I don't know if I'm going to reach for the movies or if I'm going to reach for, I guess we'll find out, because Into the Woods fell apart during Act 2 for me. So the nervousness of Wicked is making me very upset.
Yeah.
Act 2 is where it fell apart for me and Into the Woods because they changed it too much during Act 2. And I get why they did, because Act 2 is dark. And it was a Disney production. Disney wasn't going to be like, let's let everybody die.
Let's just do the thing like normal. No changes made. It's fine.
There were some deaths they had to do. Like they couldn't escape some of them because of like the way the story has to unfold. But like there were some that was like, come on. So and so is not going to die. That completely removes this character's whole drive to do anything. And the whole, I know they have cast a Dorothy. Because if you've not seen the Wicked show, that doesn't make any sense. But if you've seen the Wicked show, it makes sense that you're like, they cast a Dorothy. It's a very very confusing situation.
I'm just looking forward to it, and I have to wait a whole year. Because I'm trying to decide if I want to watch like the musical, like the show. I'm like, I don't know.
I've also not seen the live action Little Mermaid, and I need to get my shit together.
I enjoyed the live action Little Mermaid.
I need to get my shit together.
I enjoyed it. Like, it's one of the few recent live action ones that I actually enjoyed. Like, they changed a little
very mixed things. Like, I've heard it's really, really good, or I've heard Awkwafina ruins the whole thing.
I don't think she does. It's just a matter of like, how tolerant are you of Awkwafina? Because I don't think she's in it a lot. It's just
she has a whole song, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I think I cringed a little bit during this song. But
yeah, because the original Little Mermaid is dark.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, didn't they do that with like every animated fairy tale movie? Like,
pretty much. I mean, the original Sleeping Beauty is about grape.
And then isn't it like Cinderella? Didn't they like cut their like heels or whatever to fit into the glass slipper or something like that?
Yeah, they cut that in Into the Woods. They actually kept it for the movie too. Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing of the song. Just cut off a piece of the heel and you will. So she does. She cuts off. It's in the song of when the prince finds Cinderella in Into the Woods. It's in the song where the stepmother is cutting off toes and heels and stuff. And they actually have a bit in the stage show where, well, in the original production, I've not seen it in every production because it gets a little like dicey to have liquid being poured out on a stage, especially when the show's not over. And so, because that's like at the end of Act 1, spoiler alert. And but there's this whole bit in the original production which has a pro shot, which is what I watch, and where they take the shoe off, and the prince just goes like this, and it just blood pours out of the shoe.
Oh my gosh.
You need to see the pro shot, the original cast pro shot. I mean, the London one that's on Broadway HD is also really good. It's just really weird. It's you have to already like and know Into the Woods before you really can appreciate that one. But yeah, there's that one too, which they also kept sort of Into the Woods. They pecked their eyes out and blinded them. That's what I love about Into the Woods. It keeps the Grimm's fairy tale intact. Yeah. I mean, it's better than me having to wait for my physical copy in June.
Ooh, is that available for pre-order?
The Blu-ray, yeah, the Blu-rays are available for pre-order. I think it's June 26th is when they come out. There is like this limited edition one that I really wish I could afford. It's like $250, and I wish I could afford it, but I can't.
Oh, I guess it's on like the website or something. Wiki.com.
No. Oh, those poor dolls. Buying those poor dolls. Oh no.
It's wickedthemusical.com.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Times, man. If you don't know that story, the dolls, I think they were the Barbie dolls, right? The Mattel Barbies that came out for Glinda and Elphaba. I don't think they had released Nessa Rose at that point, but at least Glinda and Elphaba. They had a URL on the back of the box that was wicked.com. It's wickedmovie.com. Wicked.com is a corn website. So a bunch of parents bought dolls for their children with a porn website.
I'm pretty sure somebody sued them.
I think so, which is why they were recalled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mattel done fucked up.
Yes, I did.
Oof.
I'm so grumpy. I almost bought the CD for Wicked, the soundtrack, but it's just the songs. There's no like background music or anything.
No score.
Yeah. It's like I want the score.
The score makes me so sad because it's all pretty much for good, and it's like making me go for the most part. I mean, obviously there's more to the score than that, but a lot you'll hear for good in the score a lot, but you don't know that because you've not seen the show, and you don't know how damaging for good is. You don't know how damaging, how emotionally damaging for good is.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, see, every single boo. It's like they had it at Target and I almost bought it.
It's not free. You got to buy or rent it. It's going to be on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
And Apple. I think they're the two platforms it's going to be available on.
Boo.
Which is why I'm tempted, but like it's still going to be in theaters mostly. So like, and not only that, but there's still second run theaters. And honestly, I want to see it in the theater again.
Yeah.
I really, really want to see it in the theater again.
We should go to one of the sing-alongs.
I should. I'm singing this. I've been singing the songs nonstop since I saw it over a month ago.
I haven't actually. I'll just have like little bits stuck in my head because of like the clips and stuff that I just scroll through on TikTok.
Yeah. To be fair, though, the songs are not songs that you've already been singing off and on for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
For me.
Although that didn't stop me with the Agatha All Along show.
That's fair. But you became obsessed.
I did become obsessed. I'm still grumpy. My Funko Pop order got delayed, so it won't arrive until February.
Wasn't there some drama about that too? Didn't Funko Pops like spoil that show?
Mm-hmm. One of
Yeah,
the characters, they spoiled who it was. Because it
got
was
it.
supposed luckily, I didn't see it, so because I don't follow any of the, like, Funko Pop update websites or
Yeah,
anything, so I had no idea.
yeah. I stopped
Mhm.
like looking at Funko stuff, so I mean, unless I come across a Funko that I'm like, that's cute, I'm gonna buy it. But yeah, I don't follow Funko much anymore.
Yeah, I've cut back on my Funko spending a lot.
I'm glad that Hasbro stopped with the lightning figures.
But they were so
They were
cool.
so cool, but I'm so glad because they were too expensive for me.
And yes, Funko is still pumping them out. They've gotten a little, I mean, they've been a little, like, they'll have the same, so I have an example. So they'll have, like, this character, but then it's just one solid color or, like, one translucent color or something. So, like, for Scarlet Witch, it would be red. Also, my qualms is all the female, like, Funko Pops, they've got, like, tiny little feet, so they don't stay on
Yeah,
their
they put them on a
stand.
stand, yeah.
You have to put them on a stand, and they don't even stay very well.
I I was about to look back as if they're still there. They're packed away. My friends' pops are like that, where all the girls are on stands and all the guys are not.
Yep.
Because women have to have dainty little feet.
Well,
I guess
it's
nobody
funny.
ever showed them my feet.
Or mine. Yeah, because it's like, Captain Marvel, she's a little chunkier because 'cause she's got the suit, but ever so slightly, her head is, like, doing this, so, like, I have to have her leaning against something.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying.
There is one Funko that's a dude that I have trouble getting to stand. That's my Vegeta Pop figure. I have trouble
Really?
getting him to stand. Yeah, but I think it's because he's so top heavy with his damn hair.
Oh, yeah. My
I think he's
favorite
top fit.
is
He's my
this little guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fact that Vegeta's your favorite DBZ character. Mine too.
I
Yeah,
don't know
little
who my favorite
Nicola.
is. Probably Piccolo.
That does not surprise me at all.
It's been a while since I've seen the show, and I didn't even finish the show.
Kitty. Ending the stream now. Bye. Just kidding.
Shortest stream ever. Peace. Pew.
Actually, it's not. I think we had one that nobody showed up to that we were like 45 minutes in and out.
Are you sure?
Something.
I thought it was
It
like
was
an hour.
Was it? Maybe.
Hold
I
on,
don't
let me look. Let me look.
I do remember maybe that was one of my episode reviews that nobody showed up to for Power Rangers. It was like 45 minutes, maybe. It was that. I don't remember, but I remember a very short stream. It just was like I may as well have filmed and edited a video.
La 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 la.
Oh,
Let's see. 2 hour, oh,
speaking of
1 hour
20 years ago
50.
me though, a joke like that for 20 years ago me, she would not have appreciated that joke. She was still very indoctrinated into certain stuff.
Yep.
Until she was about 20.
Our shortest stream has been 1 hour and 32 minutes, and that was our very first one.
How long?
1 hour 32 minutes.
Okay.
Your shortest stream was 45 minutes.
That was probably the episode review that nobody showed up to then. That's probably what that was. No, you wouldn't have gotten banned because like I was not that kind of mean to people who like made jokes like that.
You would have gotten a
like that would have been that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. Let's not make jokes like that on my stream. That's inappropriate. That's more or less the way I would have been.
I would have deleted the comment.
Maybe. Later though, I probably would have gone in later, not right then and there. I'm too Minnesota nice to like do something like that right away.
Although I don't know, because if we're talking about past me, I didn't stand firmly on stuff as much as I do now.
Because there's no logic to the things we stood on.
Right? Like, why we do? Don't know. Mm.
Anyway, so should we talk about what we accomplished since our last stream?
I accomplished nothing. No, I'm kidding. It seems I accomplished nothing.
I accomplished some stuff.
Would it be okay? This is very off topic, but I'm rewinding. The 1991 Broadway for Into the Woods.
1988 was the original cast, but when did the pro shot? When was the pro shot? Hold on.
I don't know. I typed in Into the Woods pro shot, and that was the first one that came up. Was Into the Woods 1991 Broadway.
Let me look at the cover of it.
Okay.
Yes, the 1991 pro shot. Yes, 1991.
It's on YouTube.
I know.
Maybe I'll watch that today or something. I don't know. We might be watching Sonic 3 tonight. I don't know if we're actually doing it though.
Why are you lying?
Because I like to.
No, I need to go. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go grab my computer, my laptop. I'll be right back.
Toss.
I'm gonna drop from the stream for just a hot second to go get my laptop.
Oh no, now you see the mess. I am in the middle of trying to like organize stuff, but I've had no time. So pardon the mess. It's a hot mess. Just ignore the hot mess. Yes, that is a bag of ducks. That is a bag of ducks. Little rubber ducks. Because I have a problem. And I have a crane game of ducks that guarantee you a duck every time you play. So of course I have a problem. Oh. How's everybody doing? You know, I haven't been on my computer in a hot minute. I have not been on my computer in a hot minute.
Okay. Except for the fact that the Minnesota nice is not actually nice.
You fake nice?
Aggressive.
Oh. Fake nice.
It's like, you'll understand this because you're from the South. It's like when somebody says, "Oh, bless her heart." It's like that.
It's my favorite thing. Like,
oh bless your heart. It's like that. We're just being nice to your face, but inside we're going, whoa.
He's like, oh, honey. Oh, sweetie.
Okay.
Wisdom is chasing you, but you're too fast.
Oh, maybe it's because it's still open on here. Maybe that's why it wasn't showing the proper word count. But I pulled up Man from the Stars and it was not showing the proper word count. It was making me very cranky. Cat bath was in the background. Oh. Tank. Yeah.
Nova. Hello. I don't have cats to bother me anymore. This is weird. She's staring.
Yeah, she's just staring. Who's my cat? That's Nova. Nova, my cat. I would go and get her, but she does try to commit heinous crimes when you try to pick her up.
She's like, no, I fight you.
Yes. She has actually, I was terrified I was going to be blind in one eye. Not that would have been like not a great thing, but like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be blind, obviously, but like, I was terrified I was going to be blind in one eye because one New Year's Day, 2021, she scratched my cornea. So, oops, spent New Year's Day at the ophthalmologist.
Yay!
Because and the scratch, it healed nicely. Luckily, the last time I went to the ophthalmologist to get a checkup on it, it did not scar, so that's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it took 3 months for me to get full sight back in my eye, but it missed my pupil by like less than a centimeter. Missed my pupil.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Mar.
Yes, thank Nova for her restraint. Yeah. Yeah, it took like 3 months for me to get full vision back after that. Let's go. Anyway, so talking about things that we've accomplished. So I did not meet the, what was it? 72,500 words. I did not meet that goal, but I got somewhat there.
Yay!
I'm currently at 60,635 words at this point in time. And I'm entering into a storyline that I'm excited to write, but I have to finish this chapter first. And I think that's where I'm really struggling. Like I tried to write a little bit yesterday and I only got like 300 or 400 words done because I'm trying to finish this chapter, but it's just dragging. So I'm like, should I just have it be a short chapter and just move on into the like big story that I'm going to tell, like this big piece of the story that I'm going to tell next, which I'm very excited about because they're doing some secret agent bullshit right now and I'm very excited about it.
You should do it. You know me. I'm immediately going to say yes.
You wouldn't if you knew which character was telling the chapter that I'm in, though.
It's fine. It's just the first draft or whatever.
Right. And obviously there's a lot more that I'm going to expand on when I go back through it. Because I already know of certain places that I want to expand and stuff. And I really want to expand more on some of the other characters that I have not expanded on a lot yet. And there's other things I want to rewrite at this point that I'm like, this doesn't really work.
Yeah.
There was a reason that it was November. I don't remember the specific reason. They wanted a month that ended in 30 days specifically. But I know there's a lot of other months that end in 30 days, like April. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. But there was a specific reason it was November, and I don't remember why.
I know.
Okay, thank you for looking it up.
You're welcome. So in 2000, it was moved to November to fully take advantage of the miserable weather and launch the official site. So that's why.
Got it. Because it's a dreary month that November.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dreary month. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Because there's Thanksgiving in the middle of it, or not in the middle, but towards the end of it. And you're also gearing towards the December holidays, whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, Yule, whatever you celebrate. So yeah, I get it. Yeah. It's a weird time. But
they also had the camp version that took place, I think, in like April.
I think it was April.
Yeah. And then that one you could like set whatever your goal was and whatnot. So
I always wanted to do that one, but meh.
I did it once. I didn't finish it. I don't even remember what project I was working on at the time.
Same. I think we get pretty similar weather in Minnesota and Wisconsin. We get pretty similar weather. I think technically you guys are a little warmer just because technically you're a little further south. I mean, for me, you're not. I don't know where you are specifically, but Wisconsin isn't. Wisconsin is just directly east of me, but cities. But where I grew up, you had to go south to get to Wisconsin, south and east to get to Wisconsin. So, but I guess technically not. You still could have gone east and still managed to get to like the most northern part of Wisconsin along the South Shore of Lake Superior.
Lake Superior.
Speaking of which, it's probably going to be my January adventure vlog is going to be going and seeing my parents' house for the first time.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. On Lake Superior. Yeah, Michigan and Lake Superior. I've often thought about when I was driving to Detroit to go to Youmacon, I often thought about taking a ferry across Michigan so that I could instead of driving like down through like down Wisconsin, kind of clipping Illinois. Well, not really clipping Illinois, I guess, but really clipping Indiana and then up into Michigan and then over to Detroit. I often thought about taking a ferry, but it didn't add any time or it didn't save me any time. I mean, because ferries move very slowly. So,
choo choo. Ooh.
Yeah, they are the best times, maybe. Not for me. My busy time is October and November. That's my busy time at work.
Me no likey.
So I literally can't take time off during those months. So here's where you make your obligatory joke about visiting your parents unannounced at their new place. Honestly, you'd be like, I know your daughter from YouTube. They'd be like, come on. They're too Norwegian for that shit. Like, no, they would invite you in. They would cook you food. They'd offer you an alcoholic beverage if you so desire. Like, no, they would absolutely be like, oh my God, come on in. They're the Norwegian way.
That's so funny.
It's how Norwegians just are. Like literally, I was talking to he's not my cousin, but he's a cousin of sorts. I don't remember like how, like where cousin. Anyway, he lives in Norway. And I was like, I'm thinking about coming out to Norway because I don't remember like first cousin once removed, second. I don't remember all the differences. That's why I don't know. Anyway, and so I was like, I'm thinking about coming to Norway. He's like, okay, great. He's like, we'll set up the guest bedroom for you, and we'll be like, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, Steve. I might not come for a while. I'm just saying I'm thinking about coming. He's like, oh no, we'll get it ready for you. I'm like, Steve. I'm not coming tomorrow.
Oh, but we'll have it ready for you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We got this.
And not only that, but like, I'm not going to be staying at your house the entire time I'm there because there are other places in Norway I want to see if I'm going to go to Norway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just going to go to Molde. Anyway. Oh, the dog wants in again. I let him out while I also grabbed. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call him now. From now on, cousin squared. That's my cousin squared.
Cousin squared.
Somewhere, either second cousin first removed or first cousin once removed. I don't even know. My aunt tried to explain it to me one time, not where he was in the family tree, but like how that all works. Like when you share a great grandparent versus when you don't share a great. I mean, I don't care. They're all cousins to me.
Right? Like, who cares?
Are you blood related? Yes. Cool. Do we have the same parent? No, we're cousins. Like, that's just the way it is.
It's easy way.
Did you get your muddy paws all over my white sheets?
Probably.
Yes. It's okay. I need to wash those sheets anyway. So
yeah,
that's what I do after the stream.
I'm doing laundry after the stream.
Same.
Yay. Although I gotta figure out
laundry right now.
I gotta figure out if we're watching the movie after. So
anyway,
in the middle of it.
More about goals and whether or not I reach them. And I did do the writing prompt. I did not keep it under 2,000 words. It is 1,904 words to be exact. And so I failed. But the more and more I got into it, the more and more I was like, no, because you got to like world build, man.
Right?
You got to world build. Like we're doing a fantasy. Anyway, but I might expand upon it. Like I said a little earlier, I might expand upon it and make it maybe a novella. I don't know if it's gonna be a full novel, but it might be a novella.
Okay.
Might end up becoming a novella eventually. We'll see. But yeah. So yeah, how about you, Kay? What did you manage to get accomplished?
Okay, let me shimmy you to the other screen. I'm so glad I got my 3 screens back. Oh, life is good. Okay, so for the writing prompts, I did 188 words. We did not.
I
We did
mean,
not.
you still wrote something, and that is a
I
win.
did, yes. And I wrote basically like the beginning chunk, so like kind of the prompt where it's like I did the where you begin to show signs of power. So that part happened, but then I just never got back to it. In my defense, I've been pulling 11, 12-hour shifts lately, so there's like zero time before or after.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And also mine turned out to not be fantasy. Mine turned into science fiction because I don't know how to write fantasy without it being science fiction.
mine's definitely fantasy.
Yeah, no,
Mine's definitely fantasy.
mine's sci-fi. So I don't know if we want to read them, but mine turned in my concept was that there's this woman, she's very into gardening. So she's got like this big greenhouse in her yard. She's very into gardening. Well, somehow a a plant that she has never seen before ends up in her greenhouse. And she goes to investigate this plant, being like, what the heck is this? Very white girl in horror movie. What is this?
Oh, I'm gonna go investigate.
I'm gonna go look at this thing I've never seen before.
No sense of
And
survival.
she ends up getting pricked by one of the thorns, and she also gets this oil from the leaves on. It's not a man-eating plant, okay?
Feed me,
Um,
Seymour.
Feed me, Seymour. But she gets the oil. She gets pricked by one of the thorns and gets this oil on her hands. And what ends up happening is the signs of power that she ends up with are she can make plants grow by just touching them, or can change plants by just growing them. So she touches a tree by accident and the tree like doubles in size. She touches a shrub and it like explodes with flowers essentially. And
Ooh.
so her neighbors are a little freaked out by it. She's like this, the first person to see this is like the gossip of the neighborhood.
Oh no.
Yeah. And anyway, but before any of that actually happens, so before she finds out she has power, she ends up calling this plant removal company. What she doesn't realize is plant removal company is a front for this alien like group that are trying to find these alien plants that were left on Earth. And so he shows up the next day, and that's the dashing warrior that comes and saves her from the neighbors, essentially. So that's the concept that I came up with. But now I'm like, now I can expand upon like the beginning. Like that could all be act 1 of the book, and then act 2 is where she, I'm not gonna say how it ends in act 1, because if I do end up releasing it, I want it to be a surprise. But like it ends kind of horror-y.
Ooh.
It does end kind of horror-y. So like I'll read like just the last line. Obviously, this is a first draft, so bear with me, y'all. How many fucking pages are there? Okay. So essentially she ends up on his ship. Essentially. Or a shuttle, not his ship, but a shuttle that he's piloting. And then literally she just asks like essentially where are we going? And he goes, you'll see. He smirked at me as we moved deeper into space, leaving behind everything I had ever known. So like
abducted by aliens.
Yeah, she essentially gets abducted.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so I left it ambiguous. Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
There we go. I can speak English. Snakker du norsk? Because that might be easier for me sometimes. Anyway. So but yeah, so I left it ambiguous because I was like, because this would be if I was going to keep it a short story, this would be a fun like horror ending of like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? But now I'm just thinking like, yes, he abducts her for like testing and stuff, but like also
Uh,
I did make him hot. Yes, I did.
I mean,
At first, I went back and changed it because at first I wanted to make him look just as undesirable as humanly possible, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna make him hot, but maybe I might still make him undesirable looking. But I remembered the term dashing, so I was like, I gotta make him hot. But if I go back through it, I might make him look super undesirable because then she's gonna fall in love with the personality.
I mean, and also like physical attraction is an opinion. So like what may not be attractive to you could be attractive to your main character. So like,
Exactly.
Does
he have to be a shredded blonde Australian?
No.
Oh, actually, I don't care if there's. I don't like shredded men.
I was about to say, I thought you didn't like that.
I don't like shredded men at all. No. I like fit, but like not like I take steroids for breakfast.
That is the male gaze. Huh? I said that is the male gaze.
Yeah. Steroids for breakfast. Anyway, so
Space Australian.
That brings probing to a whole new level. Space Australia, exactly. Space Australia.
He knows how to go down under. I am not sorry.
Again, 18-year-old me would be like just dying right now.
I mean, 18-year-old me wouldn't have dared utter the words, so
18-year-old me wouldn't have gotten that joke.
It would have been like, well, yeah, because Australia's down under, so duh.
Though I did, as a teenager, change the word "you pandy" from Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. There's a song called "You Pandy" to "Your Panties." So I was singing "Down in your panties." Down.
Oh no. Oh,
I don't think I fully understood exactly the connotation that I added to that song.
Yeah, no, I don't think you did either.
But as an adult who understands things,
oh no,
I went, oh my God, teenage Brit, this is why your mother said don't ever sing that again.
She knew.
Oh, but I do. Every time You Pandy comes on, I will absolutely still sing it. But only just now because it makes me laugh so hard.
That's funny.
Oh. Anyway, so that was my concept. What did your concept become?
So mine was definitely more fantasy romance, so a romantasy, if you will. I didn't get very far, but that's beside the point. Because at first I was struggling to figure out how I wanted to like start it, and then like the beginning sentence kind of like stuck in my head. I was like, ooh, I like that. So I will actually read you the first sentence in the first draft.
I read the last sentence, so you can read us the first sentence of yours.
Exactly. So the first sentence is, when her mother said that she had a spark, Morgan didn't think that she meant literally. So,
ooh,
yeah, I was very happy. It like stuck in my head. I was like, well, now that has to be the opening thing.
Yeah.
Mine's more like there's not a lot of modern stuff, so it's definitely like a fantasy era. Because the way that it happens is she discovers she's got the powers because there's like torches that get lit up in the village, And she's just looking at one, going, oh, yeah, I'll just, poof. And then it actually worked. And then she's like, and she looks over and the neighbors are like, and she's like, nope.
So yeah.
Like, yeah. So I hadn't quite figured out like where the dashing warrior comes into play. So I think
But
I had the idea.
But they were gonna hook up eventually, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, 100% they were.
Obviously.
I think the route that it was going to take was that the dashing warrior would take her away from the village because the village is just so outright against magic that they would have tried to burn her at the stake. So
yeah, that's one thing I never actually fully put into, because there was no reason, like no way that I could fit into burning at the stake in something super modern that I had written. Something contemporary. I guess I could, but that never made its way in. That piece is the only thing I could not figure out a way to make into it. But so I decided to make it more figurative than literal. So really, it was more like she was being attacked by these people. So it was more figuratively burned at the stake or threatened to be burned at the stake than a literal like
actual
burn the witch.
Burn the witch.
That kind of thing.
What is that from?
Monty Python?
No, there's like a song where they're like burn the witch or something like that.
I feel like it's Disney.
I think it is Disney, but I don't remember. Hold on, no, I have to look it up.
It's probably Alan Menken, which is going to make me very mad that I don't remember. Is it Beauty and the Beast? But it's not Burn the Witch.
Burn the Beast? No, Kill the Beast.
Kill the Beast.
I'm pretty sure it's Burn the Witch.
Could be Hunchback of Notre Dame. Because of, the villainization of Romani people. I'm not going to use the other term, the term they use all over that movie, because it was the mid-90s and they thought they could use that term.
It's going to bother me now that I can't think of what it is.
But I will never forget Monty Python in Search of the Holy Grail. I've not seen it in a long, long time, but I'll never forget that scene where they're like trying to prove that this woman's a witch. They're like, if we throw her in the water and she floats, she's a witch. Which is actually something they did. I didn't realize that in England. That's actually something they did, that threw them in the water. And if they drowned, that meant they were mortal. But so that's why it was never actually to take out witches. It was just to, murder women. That's what it was.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of this song, not from a cartoon. I'm thinking of the Radiohead song.
Oh. See, and for me, the tune was absolutely Kill the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. That was the tune that I was hearing in my head.
Kill the Beast.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing in my head, which is why I said it was Alan Menken, because it's going to be a sad day when he is no longer with us.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do the my other goal.
Yeah. How'd you do on your 30,500 words?
So if you add stuff together, I almost did it. So the most recent word update is 29,155 for the main thing that I was working on, and then I did like a side piece that did 1,014, so it's very close. And then if we're including what I was going to be writing, which was this prompt, that was like not quite 800 words. So technically, I kind of sort of did it. My goal of 30.5K words written. It's just not in one document.
That's author math.
Yes.
And unfortunately I can't do that and say that I almost got to my goal, because, well, first of all, still wouldn't have gotten me to 72, but also mine says specifically Man from the Stars, because I'm trying to finish the damn fucking book. I am determined to finish this first draft, and so I never write another first draft for Man from the Stars ever again. This is like the 4th time I have written a first draft of this book. I'm done writing first drafts of this book.
Felt. And then I realized, like, those like writer challenge thingies on like TikTok or Instagram where it's like, hey writers, are you writing a book? What would your character do if this scenario? Or what does your character like to eat? Or what does your character blah blah blah? And I'm going through these and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know. I actually don't know. So now I'm like, I need to delve more into the characters instead of like their relationship to each other because that's already solidified.
Yeah, I actually did that for Man from the Stars. For each character, I did a character profile for each main character. And even though like there's two that you really haven't seen much at all, like they're really side characters at the end of the day until the second half of the story, then they become more prominent. But I still did it. And like, yeah, I found an actual questionnaire that you can fill out online. I mean, I copy and pasted the questions and put them into Word. I wasn't about to put my whole story idea into the internet where AI could,
Yeah, no.
steal it.
Mm-mm.
So, but yeah, so I don't know. I did not meet that goal, unfortunately, but I'm glad you got
Oh.
close with what you were writing in general.
Yeah, I really was trying, and then I just haven't been able to write the past, week and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, big sad.
I think you should hopefully set a goal in some way, shape, or form that is to focus on one story at a time.
That's
Because
what
that
the next goal will be.
I was gonna say, because that is, I mean, instead of maybe a word count goal, like to focus on one story at a time, because that tends to be your kind of downfall of like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna work on this, and then you become hyper fixated on it, and then you get an idea for something else, and then you become hyper fixated on that. And trust me, I have that problem too. I've been inspired by two different situations over the last few months that have inspired book ideas to the point that I almost are writing the prologue for a new romance because I'm actually gonna write a prologue because my whole plan is because it was inspired by me encountering one of my first ex for the first time in like 15 years and interacting with him for the first time in a
Oopsie.
long time. And then I was like, not that I ever want to get back together with him. I would never get back together with him, but doesn't mean a fantasy version of myself can't. So I came up with that. So, but then I was like, so the prologue, I'm literally going to write the prologue as 15 years in the past of when she finds out that he cheated. And it's going to be very similar to how I found out he cheated. So I hope he reads that book. And then he's like, I'm sorry. I'll be like, that's why I have not talked to you in 15 years.
This is why we don't get along anymore.
This is why I don't like you.
All on you. But yeah, for sure. I definitely need to like sit down and focus on something. And I was thinking about that. I was like, why am I having so much trouble focusing on stuff? So I did like a little inner what's the word?
Soul searching.
Kinda. So I was doing that. I was like, okay, what is the problem? What is the problem? And I think my problem is I'm trying to do this novella series, and maybe it shouldn't be a novella series. Because
You've
like
gone back and forth on that concept for a while.
I can't like solidify what I want it to be. And I think that's the problem. I need to figure out what I want it to be. And I don't know why I'm struggling with that.
Yeah. Because you originally it was going to be a series of novels.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, maybe the reason why I can't oh my God, one of my old coworkers just commented on the post I told you about before we started the stream. Because she was there that day.
That's funny.
So I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, so 14 years ago today is when I posted a picture of when I worked at PetSmart, and one of the UV lights burst out of the tanks and into the wall, and it like whoosh into the wall.
Jeez.
My manager had just been up there, And had that happened, she would not be with us any longer.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so all I knew was I was on the other side of the tank, of the fish tank, and all I hear was and geyser of water. And so I went running back there, and I just saw my manager staring up at the water, and I said, "What the hell just happened?" She turned back to me. She goes, "I just fucked up." And so I turned off the system, which would stop the water. And then I grabbed my phone and took a picture when I realized that everything was okay. Anyway, my old coworker was there that day. And so she comes back. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know," as I'm like taking a picture. Anyway, sorry. But anyway, so then you were like, maybe that's why I'm having trouble, is because I can't write a full novel.
Yeah.
And that was when you started thinking about novellas.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. But now I don't know if I'm trying to like shoehorn this idea and it's just not meshing because it's not supposed to be this, or if it's because my approach is incorrect. I can't figure it out because I do want to write the Starship Conquest book. It needs to be rewritten. I don't like how rushed the like scary ending part was, so I definitely want to redo that. But I just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah. But I think that the thing you have to figure out is how you want to tell the story, because kind of like why I'm kind of why originally I was super cranky, not to bring it back to Wicked, but
it all comes back to Wicked.
The reason why I was kind of cranky that they were doing it in 2 parts is I was like, okay, capitalism. But then somebody brought up a really great point. You can't just go back into Wicked without a break after Defying Gravity. Like, you need a break after Defying Gravity. It doesn't have to be a year. No. But I also understand why it's a year, because the way movies work. But also, I mean, they've already filmed it. They filmed both parts at the same time, but I'm saying that Wicked is not really a summer blockbuster. It's definitely a holiday blockbuster concept more than a summer blockbuster concept. So as somebody who studied film criticism and history, like, I fully understand why it's a year. And I'm sure as somebody who works at a movie theater and has for a good portion of their life, also understands why it's a year.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, someone brought that point up, that no, you need that break after Defying Gravity. You can't just go Defying Gravity and then whoop, 5 years later. You can't do that. Oh, spoiler alert. Act 2 is 5 years later.
Well, I knew it was like some distance of time, so
yeah, it's like 5 years later. So like, you can't just do that. Because I remember that with Into the Woods too, because I was like, Into the Woods feels weird because like Act 1 ends very specifically, and it's weird that they're gonna just like meld the two together because there's another time jump with Into the Woods. But it ended up being that they did the time jump a little earlier, which then made sense. And then they just kind of melded, instead of doing the song Ever After, they cut the song Ever After, and they just like melded the 2 acts together with the score being Ever After. So like, it ended up making sense, but like, there was no way they were going to do that with Defying Gravity. Defying Gravity is a much more substantial song. Anyway, my point being, you have to figure out how. I could talk about that kind of shit forever.
Oh, I know you can.
You need to figure out how you want to tell the story. Is it more beneficial to your reader, to your audience? Is it more beneficial to your audience to have the shorter story and then having a break? Or is it more beneficial for them to be able to page turn? You know what I mean? Like, that's what you think you gotta figure out.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Well, the reason for that is usually because they're not filming everything all at once. With Wicked, they filmed everything as if it was one big movie. But yeah, so most of the time they're filming different movies at different times, and it just takes a long time to film a movie because there's pre-production, production, and post-production. All of those things take a lot of time. production itself actually takes the least amount of time, believe it or not.
Interesting.
Post-production is the longest piece of production nowadays because of CGI.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
but yeah, that's why it feels like there's a lot of years between parts of other movies like Marvel and stuff, is because they don't film all of those all at once. They film the movie and then they go on to the next movie and then the next movie, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that all just takes time.
True.
So but no, Wicked Part 2 was done. I mean, it's probably still in post-production to some extent, but because they didn't have to produce that right away. So it's probably still in post-production, but no, Wicked Part 2 is done.
We just need it now.
I wish I was still in film school and just could go to my professor and be like, can we get an early release? Like an early cut?
Please?
I don't even care if the monkeys are half CGI rendered. I don't care.
Right. I just want to see. Let me see.
I don't care about the graphics. I just want to see the movie.
Give movie.
Be like, hey, Chris, who's one of my favorite professors in college. Hey, Chris, because we called our professors by their first names. Hey, Chris, can we just do a musical movie? You know,
for no reason.
An early cut of Wicked for good. He'd be like, no, I hate musicals. I'd be like, oh, fine. Hey, I let you make me watch a slasher, not just a horror, a slasher. And literally his very words to me were, I know how you feel about slashers, but watch this anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Slashers make me sick if you don't know. Make me ill, like make me sick to my stomach.
Fair. Very fair.
Sorry, I went on another weird rant.
No, you're good. Do we want to?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do our next prompt.
I kind of shuffled these a little bit more, but of course my shuffling abilities is kind of...
If I could shuffle for you, you know I would.
I know. I should have had Mom shuffle it. She knows how to shuffle. Maybe I will have her shuffle it before the next stream.
Okay. Well, that you'd have to shuffle in pieces, but I don't know a single person that would be able to shuffle that.
Chunky.
Yeah, that's a chunky boy.
Tell me when.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and stop. That's the one, huh?
Ooh.
Is it something that's gonna be good, or
we got a sci-fi?
Oh, perfect. I need that.
So it turns out the Mariana Trench is not the deepest part of the ocean after all.
Oh, that is relevant.
Right?
Oh, tell me a more relevant moment that it's sci-fi about the ocean.
Let me go back and rewatch Sphere.
Tell me the ocean aliens did not make this box. Because maybe I think they did. Is that my new conspiracy theory? Y'all, we're gonna do a conspiracy theory that this box was created by the aliens in the ocean.
Wait, if I pick another sci-fi, then your theory is correct. I'm just gonna pick a random one. Oh God. It's adventure. You are incorrect.
Well, still what I'm gonna go with. It's better than flat earthers. Or believing we've never been to the moon.
I mean, we haven't been to the moon.
Images of Jupiter, not the new, they're a few years old now, but the newer images of Jupiter are CGI. Oh just because Jupiter gives off an actual blue hue, not a red one that we've all thought for years and years and years. Anyway, like I said, this is relevant to today's world. We're all
I love how it's
about the space, the ocean aliens. Sorry, go.
I love how it's sci-fi and not like adventure or anything.
Right? That's why I think it's weird.
Right? Like it's not horror, it's not adventure, it's sci-fi.
Though to be fair, even before the ocean aliens became a thing, that the public knew about. My parents and I are rewatching Next Generation. We were restart brain. Okay. We rewatched the original Trek, and now we're watching Next Gen. Though now, after we're done with Next Gen, even though we should move on to Deep Space Nine, I think we should take a break because I want to show my parents Only Murders in the Building, because I love that show. But anyway, you know how at the beginning it's space, the final frontier. And my dad's like, actually, we know more about space than we know about our own oceans. I was like, it's true. Actually, honestly, the final frontier is our oceans, not space.
What's funny is I don't know if this is true, but NASA was originally exploring and like stuff with the ocean and then they stopped. So it's like, what did they find?
Right.
What did they find?
I don't know, man.
They found.
I'm looking forward to our alien overlords.
They found.
I know. I'm looking forward to our alien overlords.
They're taking too long.
They are taking too long. But maybe they're waiting for something big. I don't know.
Something big is non-existent. I
know. I want our alien overlords now because it's definitely it's going to be better than what it's got to be, because nothing is worse than what's going to happen in January here in the United States. Let's just put it that way.
I'm definitely turning this into a horror sci-fi.
That'll be perfect. Mine will probably be very Star Trek-y, but just ocean. And probably a character like Riker or Shatner. Kirk. There we go. Who just kisses everybody. Figure out the Starship Conquest length and details. There you go.
I figure we'll start with that because that was the kickoff point to this series. So like, I figured that out, then we can figure out everything else.
Right. And it'd also be weird that if you do the actual like original series as novellas, then you almost have to do the rest of it, like the side stories also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, which they could work as novellas because it would just be like kind of like a horror version of Star Trek, only like, because I don't know if you've read any of the Star Trek books, but they always have like that formulaic sort of thing where they discover a thing. Oh no, they're in trouble. Now they're fine. So it would probably follow
literally the show.
Yes. So it would follow, except I don't know. I feel like the show wasn't as predictable as the books were. And I don't know if it's because there's just so many books, so they just became very predictable or what. But I don't know.
We always joke. My dad always makes the joke. He's like, oh shit, I've seen this one. This one's a rerun. Every time we've been watching it. I'm like, really? Because I thought it was new.
Shh, this is a new version.
There's one that we watched this morning where Worf almost died. I'm like, what if Worf dies? What's going to happen to Deep Space Nine in the 4 movies?
It's actually his evil twin.
Yeah. Oh, that brings Star Trek Next Generation into a whole different like soap opera. I mean, it's already pretty soap opera-y. It's definitely a primetime soap opera, but
100%. It's so good though.
But that's a very daytime soap opera trope.
It is. Evil twin.
Evil to win.
Da da da. Hello.
Okay. Oh, funny stories. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna make a bold statement for my goal. I'm gonna make a bold ass statement.
What's your bold statement?
I'm gonna finish the first draft of Man from the Stars. That is not English.
My fingers were misaligned.
Clearly.
There you go.
Oof.
No shredder.
That is a bold statement. But I
Well-
feel like after the storyline that I'm going to currently have them in, it's going to drive into the final arc of the story. So I feel like once I get started on this, it's all going to happen pretty quickly. And I got to think, I'm thinking this is going to be about 90,000 words as a first draft.
Okay.
And I'm currently at like a little over 60. So that's not unreasonable in a month.
No.
That's not unreasonable.
Seems very reasonable to me.
My goal is to write 2,000 words a day in 2025.
Ooh.
So, I mean, you could put that down too as a goal of writing 2,000 words every day. Because if I can do that, I don't see finishing it in a month as an impossible task. The question is, will I write 2,000 words a day? That's the real question.
It is a question. But you know who believes in you?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh believes in you.
I'm glad at least Van Gogh believes in me.
I think you could do it.
I already have an idea for a writing prompt.
Ooh.
Which is so unlike me because last month I was like, what am I going to do with that? This one I'm like, oh, I think I know exactly what I'm going to do.
This one, I'm trying not to take inspiration from the Meg books and stuff, but then I'm like, which I stopped reading them because they went like way too weird.
Yeah.
Like because it starts off with the guy Jonah, and then he gets married, then he has a kid, and then the son kind of like grows up in the books and stuff, and then it kind of focuses on him, and he's just a little.
So it's almost like Little House on the Prairie, but in space. Because that's kind of what Little House on the Prairie did too.
I mean, it's more like
grew up and the focus of the show and books shifted and stuff.
Yeah.
The show makes me laugh because it was supposed to be filmed in Minnesota. There are mountains. There are no mountains in Minnesota.
It's fake soda.
Closest we have is the Bluffs down south. That's it. That's the closest we have to mountains. They are not mountains. They are bluffs.
They're little guys. They just say hi. Hello. One day we will become mountains.
Hey, one day they might.
You never know.
They might.
You never know. They have big ambitions.
Not my lifetime.
Big ambitions.
Oof. Man, I'm making bold statements at the end of this year. I'm in that phase of the end of the year where it's like, I'm gonna new year, new me. Damn it. I'm gonna read 50 books over the course of 2025. I'm gonna write 2,000 words over the course of 2025. I am going to be a totally different person in 2025. And then bad things are gonna happen. I'll be like, oh yeah, my life doesn't work out the way I want it to.
R.I.P.
What do you say? Get wrecked.
Get wrecked.
Yeah.
But not literally. I like the thought of alien sea mantas.
Alien sea mantas.
Yeah. You know what I ought to do? I ought to watch some Subnautica stuff because there's these things called leviathans, and they're like these massive sea creatures that will devour you, and they're kind of scary. So,
you didn't know what a leviathan is?
What?
You didn't know what a leviathan is? That's like not knowing what a griffin is or a phoenix.
Leave me alone. Get out of here. No, I'm gonna get out of here. How do I disappear? Poof. My stream now.
Man, you really were sheltered. Even I knew what a leviathan was growing up.
You know, I was more into sharks than everything else, so it's fine.
It's a true mythical creature, a leviathan.
Well, it's not the creature itself, it's like the class.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Matter of fact, my cousin's kid, his name is Leviathan. and they call him Levi. But his name is Leviathan. His full legal name, well, not his legal name. Like, well, you know what I mean? His first name is Leviathan. I'm not going to share his legal name with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know his middle name. I probably do. I don't remember. But yeah, his first name is Leviathan. They call him Levi. So, anyway. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a lot easier for me to write.
Nice.
But it turned out this one, once I figured out what I wanted to do, this one was actually pretty quick and easy for me to write too. But it took me I was pretty convinced I was coming to the stream with nothing to show for. Because I literally just wrote it the other day.
Oop. It's fine.
So.
It's fine.
But yeah, so Kay's goal, figure out the Starship Conquest length and details and complete the writing prompt. And for me, it's finish the first draft of The Man from the Stars, write 2,000 words every day in 2025, and complete the writing prompt.
Let's go.
I am very hopeful, but we'll see.
Yeah. I have faith. If I just sit down, pull up my theoretical bootstraps, and figure this out, then I'll solve my problem.
There you go. Now the question remains. I have an idea, and the plan is to not actually make it a romance. But the question is, will it be a romance? That's the real question.
See, monster romance.
Oh, God. That's something I've not dived into yet. I've not read enough to do monster romance.
Yeah, same.
The only monster romance I've ever seen is, let's just say, tentacles were involved. And I watched it. Someone gets curious sometimes.
Fair.
And
I was also curious once, so it's
the only monster romance, and it's not really romance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no.
Like, I mean, if we're talking like as what I mean, monster romance is also just pretty much that. But you know, that's my only experience with monster romance.
That's funny.
So, you know, I mean, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was a giant squid, so that they called a leviathan.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
All I'm thinking of is the colossal squid.
Anyway. Ooh, maybe mine will be a mermaid romance.
I tried to read one like a year ago, and I could not get over one of the characters. I just hated her so much. So I'm like, no, I can't.
I need to understand the mechanics of that.
Right? Like I want to know how it works, but I couldn't stand one of the characters, so I just never finished it. I was like, no.
So based on a YouTuber that does not enjoy werewolf romances, I have learned that I probably will not appreciate werewolf romances because of a specific
thing
they do. And I looked up what that means, and I'm like, oh, that does not sound.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Does not sound fun. Yeah,
no,
probably
it does. It does not sound like fun.
It does not sound fun. I don't think I've seen it.
I have thoughts.
My thoughts are I like Smallville.
Those are good thoughts.
I just watched it last night, so.
So I saw this Superman trailer because one of my coworkers is like, "You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. There's something in there. It's really cool. You gotta watch it." I'm like, "Okay." So I watched it. I was like, "Okay." It's more like bright Superman instead of like the dark doom and
Which is
gloom
a
Superman.
nice change because that's been a very normal Superman look. I think I think the last time we had a bright Superman was literally was Christopher Reeve.
Mm-hmm. So this is definitely giving like the Superman of like what you would want Superman to be. Because
Yeah.
it's like Metropolis is supposed to be, bright, sunny. They've got Superman. Yay. Gotham is supposed to be the doom and gloom one. So
Right,
like,
because their superhero is just a vigilante,
mm-hmm.
not a literal superhero.
Yeah. So it's like I do enjoy the fact that it's bright and sunny, like Superman sort of thing. And then
Yeah.
there were like some nods to like other comic book heroes in it. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So yeah. And then the big reveal that was in the trailer was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can't believe we get this character so soon. So
Now I'm gonna have to go and check it out
mhm.
and see. I'm not the biggest fan of Superman in general.
I'm not
The
either.
only time I've really liked Superman has been Smallville, and that's just because he was a messy teenager. Because it's really Superboy, not Superman. I
Mhm.
mean, spoiler alert, he becomes Superman. But so I do to my mom every time. She's like, "What's gonna happen next?" I'm like, "He becomes Superman." She goes, "Oh, how dare you spoil the end of the series for me?" Because my
How
mother
dare
likes
you.
spoilers, and I hate giving her spoilers, especially in something like Smallville, where it's like, one, I have never rewatched Smallville, and we're watching stuff that was like on when I was in my 20s at this point. Um, but also, um, I don't like to give spoilers because I think that it's important to do it, like to just experience it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like it's just experience it for what it is. I understand the anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen. I understand the anxiety of that. However, just appreciate it. Like just do the thing.
Right?
I've
Like
given her a couple of things, just like because Christopher Reeve is in it, and he's like a recurring character up until he dies in real life. And my mom, and they kind of in the last night's episode, they kind of made it seem like he's going to be a bad guy. And my mom was like, they're not going to make him a bad guy, are they? Because I can't see him being a bad guy. And I was like, no. That was one thing I was like, no, I'll give you that. They will not make him a bad guy. He's fine. So I have to go check it out. Because again, I'm not really a Superman person. I find Superman to be too perfect.
yeah, I feel like this trailer, like you get the essential Superman, but it's kind of like fun Superman. So it's like a fresh air from like the Zack Snyder Superman. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out. I'm always willing to give it a shot. But I don't know. It's not Tom Welling. That's Superman to me. Again, Superboy eventually becomes Superman. Spoiler for Smallville.
how dare you spoil Audacity.
Clark Kent becomes Superman.
What? Oh my gosh.
Last night we were making that joke again. She's like, I should have seen the signs. I should have seen the signs. Clark Kent from Krypton, like, should have seen the signs. It's like, yeah, you should have. They're littered all over the place. All these Superman references, like,
There you go.
that's why, like, as somebody who knows the show Wicked, it all comes back to Wicked. I really appreciated some of the clues that they put in the first movie about what's going to happen in the second act. They put in a bunch of clues, and I'm like, do people know? Do people who've not seen the show know? I know, like, you might. I'm not going to confirm nor deny that things might have been spoiled for you, but
Yeah, I think one of the things is spoiled because I find like the edits and stuff all over TikTok, and it's like, oh, this feels like a spoil. Hopefully, I should forget it because it's gonna be in a year, so I should be able to forget it.
And again, I would never confirm nor deny if it's real, because there are also some fan stuff out there that is not true. So
it's like I don't want you to confirm it because again, I don't want spoilers.
There's some fan stuff out there that are not true. So because there are, fan like ships and theories and
oh yeah,
that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why I laugh at some of them. Some of them like, oh, there was one YouTuber that I found that was like, I've never seen the show, but I'm gonna give a guess of what's gonna happen in Act 2, and he was pretty spot on.
Ooh,
I was impressed.
Nice.
By just the clues he gathered in the first movie. He was pretty good. Pretty good. So I think that's why I asked you at one point. I was like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to see how close you're going to be.
Not very close, probably. We'll find out when Act 2 comes out. Yeah, I was like scrolling, and I haven't watched the What If series. There's a new season. And it's like, I know Agatha's in the second episode, so I've been like trying to scroll away quickly. Because like, I don't want to know what happens in the episode. I just know that she's in it.
Yeah.
So it's been a battle. And then there was some other show that I meant to watch, and I almost got spoiled by something. I was like, nope. It's like, I'll look at this later. Not right now. I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not even sure what's really going to happen in Act 2 because I don't know how much they're going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Act 1, they didn't change much. They elaborated on stuff in Act 1. But again, they also didn't change much in Act 1 of Into the Woods.
Yeah, so we'll
Act
see.
2, they changed because it gets dark. And Act 2 of Wicked isn't as dark, but it's definitely like, I already know of one thing that they have to change based on the casting. But I'm glad they casted the way they casted. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. We appreciate it.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I was going to come up with a joke that was completely not real, but I couldn't think fast enough.
Get good, Britt.
Get good.
Get good.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked. No, the get good scrub. I don't know where it originated, but my old coworker kept saying that every time. I was like, hey, I'm going to talk to so-and-so. Do you have anything to say to them while I go to this meeting? Like, yeah, get good scrub. They're like, do you want me to literally say that? He's like, yeah, every time. Get good scrub.
I don't remember where it originated from, but I know of it too.
Yeah. His other favorite one, and this was from just a viral video, is every time he would get asked something that wasn't his job, he's like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's.
I think it's actually from The Office or something. I think it's from some kind of sitcom, the original. Like,
I think so, yeah.
This is a Wendy's. So every time he'd be asked to do something that's not his job, he'd get into a call with me and be like, so-and-so wants me to do this. And I'm like, I just want to be like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yep, it's from The Office.
It is. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So I am looking forward to the next year because if I am able to actually accomplish the goals I've set for myself for next year, writing wise, I will release like at least 3 books.
Ooh.
But it all hinges on me completing The Man from the Stars first.
Do it.
Because then I need to focus on, and I'm be thinking about Halloween and Christmas all year. Because one's gonna be a Halloween romance, the other one's gonna be a Christmas romance. They're both gonna be Disney retellings, and I'm very excited about it.
Ooh, fun!
I've already told you about the one for Halloween, haven't I?
Probably, but I've forgotten.
Okay, and then the Christmas one, I was trying to figure it out, and then I finally figured out which Disney movie I want to retell.
Woohoo!
And then I don't know if I'm going to do the one that is inspired by me reconnecting with, not reconnecting. I did not reconnect. That is the wrong word. By interacting with my ex. I did not reconnect. I promise. I promise with every fiber of my being, we have not reconnected. Anyway, I don't even think he lives in the state anymore. I don't know where he is. Anyway, last I knew he was on the East Coast. It was on social media. Anyway, so, that we interacted. So anyway, either that one or the one that was inspired by a trashy Netflix dating reality show, where I will be closing the door to any kind of friendship I possibly could have had with Nick Lachey. But I will tell you what, that's fine. Not that I ever intended on being friends with Nick Lachey. I'm just saying, if he were to ever read my book, he'd be like, "You're just making fun of me." Like, not even joking. He's gonna be a washed up boy band singer, and he's going to be hosting with his wife, who has never been anything better than a D-list actress, Vanessa Milo, now Lachey. And they're gonna be hosting this reality show, and he's going to always be quoting his own songs.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's not something that Nick Lachey actually does in either Love is Blind or The Ultimatum, but I came up with song ideas and song like lines and names. He'll be like from my song blah 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 blah. And that's going to be like his thing, and he's going to be the most cartoony, ridiculous human being on the face of the planet.
I love it.
Nick Lachey is going to hate me.
I love it.
Not that my book would ever end up in Nick Lachey's hands. I'm just saying, if it did, he would hate me.
If for some random chance.
So I don't know which one I'm going to write first. Do I write the trauma or do I write the hilarious first?
Depends on your mood. Do you want trauma or giggles?
Let's see.
Roll the dice.
I mean, my trauma's in this. Trauma with a certain previously secondary caregiver in my life. I didn't get far into that trauma, just her views on men and women mostly. And her hatred for me.
Get wrecked.
Because I was not a girly enough girl for her.
I'm a girly girl with a girly secret.
Well, actually, I wasn't born a boy, and that was her biggest problem with me.
How dare you?
I know, because it was my fault.
How dare you?
If she were still alive, well, she wouldn't be in her right mind because she had Alzheimer's, but if she were still alive today and she was in her right mind and she were to ever say anything like that to me again, I would be like, you should talk to your son about whether or not I was a boy, because it's up to your son. Watch we only have 2 viewers right now, but like, watch my dad's family is literally watching this right now. I'll be like, I will not be. No. I would be friends with him again. Like, if he were here, I don't know if he's here, but if he were here and he were to actually reach out to me and be like, hey, can we get some coffee or go out to dinner or whatever as friends and like reconnect platonically, I'd be like, yeah, sounds like a great plan, because he's a good guy, except for the cheating part. Watch, he's watching this.
Asterisk.
You're a good guy, except for the cheating.
There's always that one thing.
Kind of a deal breaker for me.
Just a little.
Just a little bit of a deal breaker. But it'd be really funny if he did ever watch this. He reached out to me again and be like, why are you blah 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 on the first one? I didn't say your name.
Right.
Second of all, though, I will spoil one thing. His name is in this.
Who could it be?
Anyway, I literally put his name in that book somewhere. Anyway, so but what was I gonna say? Oh, he'd be like, "Wah, rah, rah, rah," and I'll be like, "Well, you shouldn't have cheated on me. Think about your actions, friend."
Actions have consequences.
It's only one of the biggest like romantic traumas I've ever experienced, friend. Anyway. Have you been cheated on?
Kinda. It was like the first online relationship I had. I don't know if he actually went behind my back to our mutual friend or if the mutual friend was doing it and like wreaking havoc to the would-be relationship, but yeah.
Fun times. Love
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Love that.
it's great. Broke my little heart.
Oof. Yeah. That's why I love Kelly Clarkson as much as I do, because like I really understood Kelly Clarkson's lyrics after that. And then when she was happily married for a little while, you know, for a long time. She was happily married for a long, well, I don't know if happily married, but she was married for a long time and she was very happy and putting out very happy songs. And I was like, I miss depressed Kelly Clarkson. I literally was like, I don't like Kelly Clarkson anymore, because like I do now. Like I like her happy songs, but at first when they first came out, I was like, I don't like this. She needs to break up
No.
with this guy, because like I'm sorry, Kelly Clarkson, I must have caused your divorce. Anyway, I put
You
it out in
build
the
it into existence.
I manifested your divorce because I needed more breakup songs. To be fair, Chemistry, one of my favorite albums you've ever done. It's literally about her divorce.
Ho ho ho.
There's a song there that Steve Martin plays banjo for. And so she literally says in the song, like, you take, I can't remember the name of the celebrity she uses, but she's like, you take so and so, I'll take Steve Martin. Be like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I bet that made Steve Martin laugh when he heard that lyric, because I don't think he probably knew that lyric when he played banjo for that song.
That's funny.
Anyway, so you should go find it. It's literally, I can't remember which one it is though. I know it every time it starts playing, but I don't remember the name of it. Kelly Clarkson song with Steve Martin.
Oh, I found it. I Hate Love.
I Hate Love. That's the one. Oh my God, there's a live. Maybe not. Kelly Clarkson uses rom-coms to trash love on new song. Anyway. But yeah, he plays banjo for that song, which I think is really funny.
That is funny.
Anyway, so yes, I'm sorry, Kelly Clarkson, for manifesting your divorce.
Oopsie.
I just wanted to press Kelly Clarkson back. I wanted heartbroken Kelly Clarkson back.
My bad.
I didn't mean for you to be sad or heartbroken. I just wanted that version of you back.
Oopsie.
Yeah, I don't like cheaters in any way. I don't like when it's a prank either, because that's not funny.
It's
As
not
somebody who's
funny.
been cheated on, like that's not funny.
It's not. If you're the only one laughing, it's not a prank.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. Jokes are supposed to be funny.
Yeah. No. I have no interest in that. No interest. Anyway. All right. We should probably wind down. because it's almost wine time. And knowing me, because the weekend, I'll probably get it and when we're done with the stream anyway.
It's wine o'clock somewhere.
My dad bought me wine today.
Aw,
That was so nice of him.
that is nice of him.
I came home from my errands and saw some new wine for me. And I was like, thanks, Dad. He's like, you're welcome.
Aw.
Because I still use their fridge and their kitchen a lot because I don't like my little kitchen.
Fair.
And I'm
Fair.
like, and my mom's like, I don't know how we're gonna handle it when we move down there. I was like, yeah, no, that's why I use your kitchen.
Eat funny.
It's soon it'll be my kitchen, and it won't be yellow anymore. Eventually, it'll be some hue of blue/teal. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided fully.
It's gotta be fun.
And it's gonna be a while because that one's the one I'm gonna professionally have done because I'm not gonna paint those cupboards myself.
Yeah, no, that'll be
I'm gonna hire that one out.
a to do.
Plus, I'm gonna have them also paint up the stairwell because and maybe in a vlog I'll show, maybe in my next vlog if I remember, I'll show like, or maybe one of my moving vlogs when I'm actually moving up there. I don't know. I'll show that the stairwell is only half painted. You can only see it when you're coming down the stairs and nobody ever goes up there because it's just my office and then my dad's Corvette room. Yes, he has a Corvette room.
I know. Every time you say it, I'm like, I want a Corvette room.
And I asked him, I was like, where are you going to put all this stuff when you move downstairs? He's like, in the garage at our new place. I was like, okay, 'cause it's not staying in this room. I'm going to make that the guest room / mom's writing room because my mom likes to write.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do that. So when she retires, she can just be in there and write stuff and craft and stuff. But it'll also be the guest room. Not that I have guests, but in case I do. But if you're over 6 foot, you're shit out of luck. You're going to have to bend over.
I found a Word doc for the second draft of Starship Conquest, and there's a lot in here that I forgot I had in here.
Ooh, really?
There's a character I like completely removed the original character and never added the replacement.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's really funny about like Deepwater? Was when I first came, I found the original like plans for Deepwater, which was completely different. It was still a romance, but it was an Alaskan cruise, not a Caribbean cruise. And the characters were slightly different. And like the concept was different. It was still a family going on a cruise and she falls in love on the ship, but there was like a slightly different like aspect to it than it was her bringing her best friend as her fake fiance and then they both fall in love on the ship with somebody else. So anyway, so long story short, I found that and I found something very interesting about it. So when I actually sat down to write the first draft of Deepwater back in 2018, one of my favorite names for a girl is Jordan. I love that name for a girl. I don't know why. So I named her Jordan when I sat down to actually write it. And then when I took that break and I had written another first draft, I had named that character Jordan. So I was like, oh shit. So I was like, I'm going to keep this Jordan and I'm going to rename the one in Deepwater. So that's why her name is Lori, because I renamed her to Lori. I had to find and replace for all the Jordans to Lori. Fun fact, when I pulled up the original plans, her name was Lori. I did not remember. I remembered that the original concept, and I remembered that it was an Alaskan cruise, not a Caribbean cruise. Like I remembered those aspects of the original story of what eventually evolved as I kind of processed it. But and I changed it from Alaskan to Caribbean because I've been on 2 Caribbean cruises, so I at least know what those cruises look like. Whereas I've never been on an Alaskan cruise, but like I started following like Alaskan cruise stuff, and I joined a Facebook group about people who go on Alaskan cruises so I could see and stuff. So I was doing like the research for it. But I was like, you know what? It's just gonna be easier if I do a Caribbean cruise, which is the only reason it changed. But yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I know I use names I like. And so like I like the name Lori. But not only is it Lori, but it was spelled the same way with the Lori, not Laurie spelling, which is I think is probably more common.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so fun fact.
That is funny.
Her name was always meant to be Lori at the end of the day. And I changed her name to Lori before I found that.
That is so funny.
I found that after I had released the book. And I went, oh my God.
That's so funny.
Uh-oh. Is Grandma home? Do you need to go see her? Okay. I need to let my dog go see my mom. Go here. Look, my parents, this is Santa brought this gift for me this year.
Ooh, cool, Santa.
Magic 8 Ball. But a digital magic 8 Ball. But it's called a Mystic 8 because it's a different brand.
Oh.
Anyway, so will Kay ever release a book?
Looks like a no.
Well, dang.
Will I release 3 books next year?
Everything indicates no.
Fair. That's an accurate statement. Will Deepwater ever become a bestseller?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Buy Deepwater, I guess.
Go do now.
Get ahead of the curve. Okay, do you want to ask it a question?
I'm scared to. Will I complete my goal?
Everything indicates yes.
Oh, okay. I just won't ever write a book. Maybe it needs to be a novella. Maybe it can't be a novel.
Oh, okay. Will Kay write novellas?
Looks like a no.
Okay. Well,
so Kay will just always write and never finish a damn project?
You know the answer.
Oh my God. I don't like your Mystic 8. Well, then, why should I bother with the goals then?
Will I like Wicked for good?
Ask me later.
Oh, you. Will they mess up Wicked for good?
I don't know the answer.
Rude.
Right?
God
Unbelievable.
Will I see Wicked in Madison?
Looks like a yes.
Yes. Will I heal my trauma?
I have no idea.
Will I be re-traumatized?
I don't know the answer.
Fuck you. Does Apollo think his mom is crazy?
Most likely a no.
Oh. Does Nova think her mom is crazy?
Most likely a no.
Oh.
Oh.
My animals think I'm sane. What is wrong with you? Anyway, let's see. What else?
I mean, I'm apparently never finishing anything ever, so
Will let's do it this way instead, okay? Will Kay ever publish?
Yes.
Oh, so you'll
okay.
publish, but it won't be novels or novellas.
Screenplays, no. Poetry. No, wait, isn't there?
Will Kay do poetry?
Yes.
Get to work on your poetry.
Let me go find my old notebook, I guess. I had some done.
Oh my god. Will I release at least one more book next year?
Doesn't look clear yet.
That's not an answer. Will my dog and cat ever get along?
Yes.
Okay. Leave the cat alone, please. He looks at me like, why take away all my fun?
Maybe I'll do short stories.
Will Kay write short stories and publish those?
You know the answer.
No,
I don't know what that
the
means.
answer.
Will Kay publish short stories?
Everything indicates no.
What the hell are you gonna write?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Whatever it is, it gets published.
At least there's that.
I do a web comic for some reason.
Hey, maybe. Will Kay do a web comic?
Yes.
Time to start learning how to draw.
Oh, no, there's the romance though. There's the romance. There's your contemporary romance novel. You find someone that draws and you create a web comic together and you live happily ever after. There's your romance. Found it.
Oh my gosh.
This is why you're friends with me. I find the romance.
But where is the romance?
You got to find the romance. You got to go out and find yourself somebody to write a webcomic with. Go find an artist and be like, do you want to write a webcomic? And then fall desperately in love with me. Maybe not start with that, but I mean, that's a good opening line.
Do you want to make a webcomic?
Well, there you go. There's what you'll publish is webcomics and poetry. It did say yes to poetry.
It's true. So webcomics and poetry. What a weird combination.
A weird combination.
Like, okay.
Will I ever publish Man from the Stars?
No.
That was a mean no.
That wasn't just a no. That was a no.
No.
I think all signs say don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Watch, it turns out to be extremely problematic in some way, shape, or form. It's not, I promise.
You're about to like publish and then you learn the one key thing in it is problematic and you're like,
Yes.
well,
Screw it.
this will just stay somewhere. I will be the only one who's read it.
Leave the cat alone. Does he listen?
No.
No.
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, I judge him.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Do I listen and don't judge?
Everything indicates yes.
I don't.
Will my first boyfriend reach out to me again?
No.
Thank God.
Oh.
There you go. See, if you can't find the romance, make the romance. Do it. Just like I said, go out and find yourself an artist and be like, do you want to make a webcomic and fall desperately in love with me?
And they'll be like, what? I'll be like,
what's the worst that'll happen? They'll say no and then call the cops. But
at least I tried.
At least you tried. At least you put yourself out there.
Third time's a charm.
Will I take my own advice and just go find something that I'm attracted to and be like, hey, do you want to fall desperately in love? No, I won't do that. But you can.
I'll take your advice and then be like, Britt, look what you've done.
Watch it be the best romance of your life.
It would.
Oh my God, could you imagine writing a romance about somebody who's just like so desperate for love, but also so socially awkward that they actually do that? They actually just walk up to somebody like, do you want to go on a date and fall desperately in love? And be like, no, you're a weirdo. And then finally they come across somebody just as socially awkward and like, sure. I'm writing that down, man. That's got to be some kind of fun little cute novella.
That would be, yeah.
That'd be a cute little novella of like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just some socially awkward person being like, do you want to fall desperately in love with me? And then finally finding some person who goes, sure,
Okay. And they'll be like,
let's do it.
wait, what? What?
There you go.
That's funny.
Like I said. Anyway. My dog is pouting because my cat went under the bed and he can't go under the bed.
Can't get the cat.
I can't eat her.
She
All I want to do is eat the kitty.
Kitty can't be eat. Kitty too far.
Will my dog ever eat my cat?
I have no idea.
At least it wasn't a yes.
That wasn't a no.
It wasn't a no, but you know. Let me see. What else? What else shall we ask it? A couple more before I actually shut down the stream for the day.
Did we ask it if you would meet your goal?
I don't think so. Will I meet my goal of finishing the first draft of Man from the Stars in the month of January?
Everything indicates yes.
Will I be successful in writing 2,000 words every day in 2025?
Definitely yes.
Oh,
that was
okay. That was like for sure.
Easy thing. Okay.
Got this.
Perfect. I've got this.
You can do it.
Will I expand on the short story that I wrote for December and make a really cool sci-fi, somewhat dark romance?
Everything indicates yes.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Will Kay ever finish a project?
Definitely no.
Okay, so Van Gogh believes in me, but Mystic 8 does not believe in you.
I could sense the judgment stare.
Is this our new also mascot?
Mystic 8 doesn't believe in me.
We have Mystic 8 who's the villain of our stream.
We should just straight up ask, does it believe in me?
Do you believe in Kay?
Ask me later.
It's later. Do you believe in Kay?
Everything indicates yes.
Are you just a villain?
Everything indicates no.
Oh. Are you a liar?
I don't know the answer.
Exactly what a liar would say.
It just doesn't like me. Fine. The feeling is mutual.
Do you like Kay?
Looks like a yes.
Oh, okay.
No. Do you just like to torment Kay?
Most likely a no.
I'm so confused by you.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Oh, I love our mascots.
They're great.
I love our mascots. January 25th, 2025. Holy shit. It's going to be 2025. We started this in 2023. Do you believe that?
I don't believe it. That's crazy.
I know. Anyway.
Wild.
All right. So let's just recap real quick. We talked about a lot of things. But mostly we have our writing prompt for next month, which is between 500 and 1,000 words, or in my case, almost 2,000 words. It turns out the Mariana Trench is not the deepest part of the ocean after all. So, ocean aliens. And then we have our writing goals. So Kay is going to figure out the Starship Conquest length and details and complete the writing prompt. Or will they?
All signs indicate no.
Or will they?
No.
Oh, definitely no. Okay.
Well,
Okay. And then no, actually, I think if I remember correctly, you were going to finish your goals. This thing is lying to us now. Anyway, and my goal is to finish the first draft from Man from the Stars, write 2,000 words every day for 2025, and complete the writing prompt. Is that a cat toy you have in your mouth? Put down. Put down. That's not yours. It's a kitty toy. Anyway, will I complete my goal?
I have no idea.
You know, you said yes earlier, so I think you're just messing with us now. Anyway,
obviously.
next stream, unless like this month we have to postpone because of elements outside of our control. Because I think we postponed it twice.
We did, yeah.
I think it was supposed to be mid-December.
It was, and then I had to work that Saturday.
And then it turned into Christmas stuff. Well, actually, it was my mom's birthday was the biggest issue. And then that's why it's so late in the month. And so next stream, unless we have to reschedule, is going to be January 25th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Central Time, because we're both in Central Time. Because we're in the central part of the United States, east to west, not north to south, because we're on opposite sides where that's concerned. Voguing.
Come on, Vogue. Let your body groove to the music.
That's what people disliked about Phantom of the Opera, the movie, is they're like, Masquerade's just a bunch of people voguing. I was like, have you seen the show? I mean, maybe it's not true like voguing, but like it's still kind of voguing. Anyway.
Right? Like,
Anyway, all right. It's been fun, y'all, but I'm going to go drink wine and make sure my dog isn't eating something he shouldn't be.
as you should.
Apollo, where are you?
Apollo.
Okay, you're fine. I thought he was in the living room, not in here. And by in the living room, I mean on the other side of the partition, because I live in a studio. A big studio, but a studio. I can have a living room and a bedroom area. Can't really do that in most studios. Anyway, all right. I will see you all, or we will see you all next time. Also, go check out my newest video. I did do my year-end video that was released on Thursday. Looking forward to the next year. Let's do this. Get your goals done, man. Get your goals done. And we'll see you all next stream. Bye.
Bye.